were some fails, but a whole bunch of growth. Hey guys, I'm Jasmine, and today I'm bringing you guys a, what should we call it, 25, 26? It's more than that, to be honest, of things that I learned this year. It's been a lot of growing, a lot of unlearning, evaluating. So let's jump into it, and feel free to let me know in the comments down below, what did you learn this year? It's always something to be learned, truly. It's always things that we could work on, things that we could grow from, learn from. Let me know in the comments. Talk to your family about ailments. Now, I wanted to start off with this one first because I do think that a lot of people do not really discuss with their families certain ailments that other family members have had. I feel like it's very important to know this information because it could be a precursor, or it could be something that you or a child family member, you know, a parent could deal with in the near future. And it's always good to know if somebody has something that could be potentially genetic. You want to get ahead of things. You want to also have an understanding of, okay, this could be something that could potentially be a factor for me. How can I keep this, if possible, prevent this from happening to me? You know, I'm not in other people's business, even though I be wanting to, but I never really hear the conversation of people talking about how you should talk with your family members about ailments in the family, like diseases, cancers, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, did I say that? Neurodivergent types of things. It's so many things you could discuss, because sometimes other people may have similarities. I know I found out some different things from both my mom and my dad's side of the family, and it's just really good to know what other people go through because, again, like I said, some things could be hereditary. So at the end of this year, I learned that brushing my teeth at night is definitely transformative. Before, I'll say within the past couple years, we'll say year, I've gotten much better at brushing my teeth at night. And I will say, ever since I've started brushing my teeth at night, I don't get cavities. And I think that is great. That is so great for me, because when I tell you, I went to the dentist in November and I'm thinking, oh, they about to tell me I got a cavity. I went in there, they said, your teeth good, girl, no cavities. And I was just like, I was so proud of myself because that's never happened before. I started using, what is it, the Crest Gum Detoxify. Well, I won't say I was using it consistently, but I will say it's one of the ones that I've been using on and off throughout the past 2-3 years that definitely got my gums together. I'm actually going to be coming out with a series where I'm talking about my teeth gum issues, because I feel like a lot of people go through the same situations that I'm going through. But I'm telling you, brushing your teeth at night is transformative. It is definitely a habit to get into though, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I do be skipping some days and I do need to floss more, but the fact that I didn't have to get no cavities filled, I can testify it is definitely a key component in why I didn't have cavities. The other thing I learned was to appreciate fruit even more. I've been definitely being a fruit salad girly this year. I love me some plums and some strawberries. Like, that's been my main two fruits and apples that I've been eating a lot this year. I made the realization that watermelon and me don't go together no more. I don't know what it is, but whenever I try to eat watermelon, it makes me feel extremely bloated and uncomfortable, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's the fact that I keep getting the seedless kind and not the kind with the actual seeds in it and it's fake or something, but I can't do watermelon for some reason. But I also started growing appreciation for cantaloupe, which is crazy because I absolutely hated cantaloupe, but it's not that bad now that I've gotten older. Honeydew will always be my top favorite though when it comes to melons. Absolutely love strawberries and plums and apples. Also, excuse me, y'all, I got a cold. I'm going through it right now, but I'm gonna try to push through without keeping the coughs in. Obviously, I'm learning to wear a mask during flu season because I don't know what it is. People have no home training when they go grocery shopping and go into the stores. They just be hacking into the air, spewing the fumes. And I end up getting sick every single time. I swear, it never fails. Somebody will cough on an aisle and I'll be in the vicinity. Or they'll cough like somewhere by me. And it just, I be thinking, ooh, I'ma probably be good. Girl, people need to start wearing masks, okay? You know, I feel like people don't understand that masks are not only to protect yourself, they are to protect other people. When you are sick, put on a mask. Then if you feel like coughing, you keep that cough in your mask, okay? Don't be spewing the fumes out. Don't be spewing the chemical reactions that's gonna make people like me sick. Because it's selfish. And now I gotta deal with the flu. Now I gotta waste a cocoa test to make sure that I'm not going through anything too freaking serious. Oh, I'm just sick of it. Which leads me to my next point. Within me getting sick, it's made me realize that I really need to start thinking ahead and planning ahead instead of just planning for the day. When it comes to creating content and doing YouTube, I've really realized that I need to get ahead of things. I need to plan a month or two in ahead. That way, if I don't feel like doing something, if I need to take a break, I can, versus me waiting the last minute and I'm scrambling to find something to post day of, week of, or where I'm putting pressure on myself to create content right then and there. It happens every single time where I think to myself, you need to get ahead of things. Never do. This time I'm like, no, I really should. I really need to, because it doesn't make sense for me to keep doing this to myself where I end up putting pressure and stressing myself out to keep on pushing content out when I'm feeling sick and I want to do nothing. It's just better to stay prepared. What do they say? What's that saying? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the energy I'm going to be on from now on, or I'm going to try to be on that energy. I learned that it's okay to work a normal job while working towards my dreams. I've been an entrepreneur for the most part of my life within the job field, and this year I was like, no, I need to get a job, otherwise I'm not gonna have no money to pay my regular bills. So I did end up getting a regular job, and I'm able to do both my entrepreneur dreams as well as do my part-time job, and I love that for me. And I will say, I also learned getting a regular paycheck is nice. Like when you know exactly how much money you're gonna be making every month, every week. Love to see it. Because being an entrepreneur, baby, you make different amounts. Like it's never consistent. From my experience, it has never been consistent where it's like, okay, I know every single week I'm making $1,000. No. But with the regular job, you know how much you're getting. And I love that. So I finally learned how to use a planner this year, and when I tell you, having a planner has been so freaking effective with me getting a whole bunch of stuff done this year. Normally I would buy planners and I wouldn't even put in the effort to look at them. This year I definitely was examining and writing down, okay, this is what I need to do, this is the task that I need to complete, check that off, okay, what are we doing for the next couple weeks, what are we doing for the month, what are our goals? And it's been so helpful setting everything out for the entire month like that so that I don't forget anything. I have never gotten this much done before. I had this planner and was investing time, and you could do it with any planner. I had the KG planner. I might try to get a different planner this year. I'm still on the fence about what type of planner I want, but it'll be under $30 whatever I get, and it'll probably be from either Amazon or Walmart, to be completely honest with you. The other thing is scheduling when my free trials are up in my planner to cancel them. Smart, because normally I would completely forget, but now whenever I do a free trial or something, I definitely write down 3 days in advance, cancel that, because we not gonna have that charge come through. So this was something I knew before, but the other thing is pay your bills on time or be harassed. We gonna work on that. It calls every single day, all day. Like, babe, if I told you once I don't have it, why are you constantly calling me thinking that something's different? if I tell you I don't have a job? Why do you think something's different? Like, I'm telling you, the beginning of the year was rough for me. Very rough. But we came out on top at the end of this year. Like, blessings up. Thank God. You know what I mean? Because the beginning was rocky, but the end is off on a decent note. Journaling and scrapbooking is so much freaking fun, and it helps me boost my creativity. I started journaling in September. One day I was scrolling on YouTube on my TV. I was on book YouTube, and then somehow I got to journal YouTube, and it opened a whole new world for me. So that is now my new hobby, and I will be sharing with you guys my journals. We'll be doing some, I forget what they're called, but like basically a journal walkthrough. I'll do a couple of those with you guys. Journaling is so much freaking fun. It's so freeing. It helps me to be creative, and it even helps me plan content for YouTube. It's so freaking helpful. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been journaling for as long as I can remember, but the journaling that I've been doing is completely different. It's like creative journaling, not just writing stuff. And I've been loving it. It's great. It's kind of like journal scrapbooking a little bit. It's fun. Okay, so I wrote, sometimes confronting something from your childhood will help you release other things that were holding you back. Don't let the fear of being honest keep you from healing. How do I unpack this? So, you never realize what trauma, something that very much impacted you negatively when you were a kid repetitively. You never really realize how much of a hold it can have on other aspects of your life until you release it sometimes. I was dealing with a particular situation for majority of my life. This year I gained the courage to speak on it and to address the person that I had an issue with. And I don't want to say that the discussion went well, because that's not really what happened. It's more so it was just confirmation for me. The responses that I received, it made me realize that you do have to do what's best for you. If you need to distance yourself or remove yourself or establish boundaries, it is good to do so. It also made me realize that within me holding on to certain negative thought processes or negative feelings that I had towards said person, I didn't realize that it also made me feel like I could not grow almost. You ever know how something can trigger a domino effect? I feel like it was one of those things where I didn't realize being open and honest would help me address my fears with other different things and help me come to terms with other different things that I needed to work on to grow on within myself. And I'm very thankful that and proud of myself that I actually had the conversation that I did with the person, even if the response was not I don't want to say the response wasn't the best. It was like what was expected. But I also feel like the conversation also helped that person as well, where they reflected on their movements and thought processes, and it kind of also impacted other people a little bit in a good way. I will say, me expressing myself, I'm not going to say it made me a bit closer to that person, because that's not what it is. It did not, but it did help me to accept them a bit more and also understand them a bit more, because we discussed a couple of things for a couple hours, and later on, like around my birthday, I talked with them a little bit more, and I don't know, it was just like I feel more at ease when interacting with them now, because I got that off my chest. And sometimes you do need to express yourselves, like whenever you're going through something with someone and you feel maybe some resentment or you feel negative, it is good to talk your feelings out and to address certain things, because sometimes we do hold on to things and you don't realize how much a hold of something could have over you or other aspects of you. It could tie into other parts of things that could be bothering you. And it's really good to talk those things out. I've never been a confrontational person, but I will say the older I get, the more I'm like, if I don't like something, I've become very direct as I've gotten older. I feel like confrontation is sometimes needed. And sometimes it's good to be upfront and honest. You don't want to be holding on to stuff, and you don't want to be feeling this way, and then other people don't know you're feeling this way, and then they're looking at you sideways because they don't understand because you didn't tell them, or you're allowing certain behaviors to continue. You know what I mean? It's just something to think about. I am very much an advocate for speaking up for yourself when you feel like you have been wronged. I'm not really a person that's about closure, but I am about addressing, this is what you did to me, this is how you made me feel, and this is why I was wrong. It just is what it is. You can't really allow people to treat you any kind of way, but you do need to discuss or talk about it. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be with the person. It could be with a therapist, somebody you trust. It's always good to unpack your feelings and to not hold them in. That's one thing I will say. Never hold in your feelings. Always unpack them. Tell someone you trust, talk to God, whoever you believe in. Do something, because a lot of times, a lot of people will hold on to negative emotions and it'll fester and it'll cause stress in the body, and then it could cause issues within your body, make you sick. And that's not healthy. And we have to be mindful of that. It's good to express yourself, get your emotions out in a healthy way, but do not cling to those negative emotions. Try to get them out. It's very important. You don't realize the impact that something could have over you, or the hold of something negative could have over you, if you don't talk about it. In addition to that, it's okay to keep people distant who have hurt you. There's nothing wrong with protecting yourself, setting boundaries, and knowing what you want to accept, what you don't want to accept. I also learned, well, I knew this already, but certain things that happened this year, I have people I can depend on, and I do appreciate them. I'm very grateful for them. Sometimes you really have to be mindful and think about what you do have and be grateful for the people that you do have in your life, as well as sometimes things may not go the way you want with people, or you may have certain expectations from other people, and they may not treat you the way you would like to be treated, or things may not go the way that you would like for them to go when it comes to situations with people that you care about and you would think that they would care about you. But it's good to always be aware of the people who are present for you and the people who are there and are present, because I feel like a lot of times we tend to take other people for granted, or our lifestyle, the way that we live, for granted. And it's good to just have a moment to sit and just be thankful and grateful, because things could be worse. Circumstances could be much worse. Sometimes it's good to just be thankful that you can even have a moment to breathe by yourself or to yourself, or have a moment to just be able to relax. I feel like we take certain simple things for granted a lot of times, and that's something else I'm going to try to be mindful of, is to just be more present, not be thinking so much about what I don't have or certain things I do want, or the way people treat me, more so about, well, what about these people that treat me well and respect me and care for me and love for me? Okay, signing up for food apps is the way to go. It's the way to get free discounts, free food. The ones I recommend, Dairy Queen, Popeyes. I don't know, I think those were the main two apps I was really using this year to get free food. I know Burger King you could get free food, but it really depends where you live, because Burger King is like a hit or a miss. I only know of one good Burger King and it's nowhere near me. Which sucks, because I love Burger King, but I don't love the ones that are by me. Taking vitamins can change your life if you keep taking them. And this is a crucial one. I'm actually going to do a video about this in the near future. When you take specific vitamins that you are supposed to take, or when you go to the doctor and they check your blood work and they realize, yeah, you need this, and then when you actually start taking it regularly, consistently, transformative. Very much transformative, where you realize, oh wow, I don't feel dizzy anymore. I'm no longer cold. You know, vitamins can be transformative. Truly. I had a cyst in my ovary. That went away, thank God. But I will say, a part of me feels like it was stress induced. I had it at the beginning of the year, almost a year ago. Well, it was like January, February. Big ER bill. Yeah, I had a cyst. And I feel like I've had one before with the way that felt. I think stress is probably what caused it. So I'm gonna try to be mindful of that. Cause yeah, I really don't want to have another one, cause that junk is painful to the point where I was bent over. I couldn't do anything. I was trying not to laugh. And y'all know I love me a good cackle giggle. I love a good key. And it really sucks when you can't laugh because it hurts. Okay, so I know y'all probably gonna judge me, but I officially learned how to hard boil some eggs. I hard boiled a good probably 24 eggs this year, girl, all by myself. And I'm so proud of myself that I did so. I have never been able to hard boil egg. Every time I did, it was rubbery, like a ball or something. It was too liquidy on the inside, but this time, pure perfection. And I'm proud of myself for that. Proud. It's okay to pivot and to change your way of doing things instead of doing the same thing and getting no better results. Boy, I tell you, this is something I needed to learn a long time ago. But pivoting, I did a lot of pivoting this year. I did a lot of changing things and experimentation, specifically with content creation. You really gotta see. You gotta test out different things. You cannot do the same thing when it comes to editing, when it comes to creating thumbnails, titles, content, niche, the way you look, your appearance, your background, your voice inflection. Like, you really got to see what works for you and find yourself. And that is one thing that I do appreciate about content creation. I feel like it has made me more myself. It makes me feel more me. You gotta experiment, try different things to see what you like, what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work, see what happens. And that's what a lot of things in life, like even when I think about when I was younger, figuring out what I wanted to do, it's a lot of pivoting. I mean, to be honest, you're going to be pivoting your entire life. And it's good to be able to adapt to changes, to make changes, to have discernment when to alter things. Because doing the same thing and you see that the results are not resulting, fix it now. You gotta change something. You gotta make something shake. I even say this, a lot of us think we have amazing quality. It can always get better. It can always get better. Even for me, there are a lot of things I want to work on within making better within my content. You have to be open to changing things, to getting better, because we stay growing till the day we die. That is one thing that I do preach a lot about. I don't really preach, but that is a thing that I do believe in. You keep growing till you die. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to be discovered. There's a lot to understand. A lot to know. You can't stop growing. Like, you really cannot. You have to keep it up. You have to keep trying as well, but you can't keep doing the same thing. You cannot. If you realize that you're not growing, if you realize that something is stagnant, edit, change, research some information, try new things, figure it out. Don't always blame other people. Because I feel like that's something that a lot of us have really bad. We will blame other people instead of reflecting from within. Or we'll blame the algorithm. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I be blaming the algorithm too. But it's like, it is what it is. You gotta try different things. I like isekai anime now, which I never thought that I was gonna do. Crunchyroll is also my most used app, which is crazy. Before, I think last year, my most used app was Disney Plus. Actually, my most used app is probably YouTube, because I consume a lot of YouTube on the TV. It's probably Crunchyroll, then YouTube, then Disney Plus, then Peacock, then Netflix, then Hulu. I have some amazing friends and family. Love me even though I am a distant person, and I truly appreciate that. Finding friends is hard, and I will say I've acquired some friends in my adult age, and I do appreciate them truly. I think I only have one friend that I've known for years, and the rest I've acquired in adulthood. I do appreciate them. I also want to say I appreciate my husband so much. He has been the best. I love him down. Every now and again I get a little emotional because I really be thinking I'm not gonna cry because I am bleeding. You know, I'm on my ladies' days. I'm not gonna cry, but when I think about the issues I went through with previous people I dated, or when I look at situations of what other people go through, and then when I think about the way he treats me and talks with me, the way we have discussions, how we laugh, play, try new things together. Very appreciative to God, I must say, because I did not know that this would be my life. I'll tell anybody, it's always good to, another thing I do want to work on is getting closer to God, but I will say, I remember spending a many nights chatting with God and crying. Oh, man, I was a wreck. Like, when I really think about how I used to be, that growth boy, I tell ya. But when I really think about the discussions I had with God about how I was feeling negatively about not having good relationships with people and dating, and I made a list. I told a couple of you guys, like, I made a list a couple years, actually a long time ago, it was like a decade plus ago, about what I wanted in a man. My husband's everything on that list and then some. I'm thankful for him, and I'm thankful to God for him. I'm thankful to God that he gave me discernment and helped me grow, because man, I wouldn't even have a husband. To be honest, because I was bitter at that time. If you guys came from my other channel, you might have saw that video where I talked about how I had to change myself to be with my husband, because sometimes you do have to change yourself, get out of your comfort zone, do things differently, and a lot of people don't want to, you know, a lot of people don't want to do things differently, or they think people or the person they're going to be with is just going to accept them completely how they are. And the thing is, somebody will accept you, but if you have negative qualities, and we all have negative qualities, you need to work on those. You need to fix those. You need to edit, you know, because I think so many people are used to being single or used to wanting things their way that they don't know how to be a couple or to navigate things as a couple, or to be open to changing themselves. It is not to say that you're changing yourselves for somebody. It's more so you should be wanting to change yourself to better yourself in general. And a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people don't want to grow. It's just something to think about. I am getting so stopped up. My gosh. And I got one more video that's the card. But anyways, y'all know I will ramble. Another thing, I truly love my dog, and I'm realizing he's getting older, and that makes me depressed. Like, I am realizing my little baby, my little dog son is getting older. And that's why I try to force myself to play with him more and interact with him more and cuddle him more, because I want him to feel loved. Even though I be cussing him out, he be cussing me out every day. I know he be calling me out my name. I know he be calling me out my name. I hear him scratching his bed right now because he know I'm talking about him. But I love him down. He like my little twin. I learned to treat myself every month, and not just with food, Jasmine. Food will get me. I will be so content with some food, but no, I need to actually treat myself with a little something. It doesn't have to be anything pricey. It could just be a little $15 trip to Dollar Tree. Something slight, because a lot of times, I don't know, I feel like I go over the course of life and I don't really be treating myself. I will say last month I treated myself a bit too much. Yeah, I need to make it a habit to, you know, just sprinkle a little whimsy here and there. A little something just to make me feel good, bring a little delight, but also being mindful about saving and retirement. That is another thing we're going to be working on in 2026. It's okay to get rid of things and to give them to someone who could make better use of them than you could. So this isn't really something I learned, but I wanted to incorporate this. Every year I get rid of stuff. I get rid of clothes, toys, games, whatever. But I do want to make it a habit of putting in the investment of setting aside some money, grabbing some feminine products, some toys, so I could donate them next year. So I think that may be something I do, because I like that. Okay, that's what I learned. I don't like volunteering. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. I am not a person who likes volunteering. I don't like being around people. I don't mind observing people, being in the corner away from people, but interacting people, no. It drains me. Truly. And I prefer to give things, make things. Like, if somebody was like, hey, can you cook something? I would. I don't necessarily want to serve it because I'm clumsy, but I don't mind cooking, baking. I don't mind that. I don't mind giving something or buying something, but actually volunteering and being around people, potentially hearing stories that are going to make me want to cry, or just feeling sad, you know, because I don't know what it is when it comes to homeless people and their experiences. That junk be making me sad because I'm like, dang. That's the thing. I always be wondering, how did you get here? Where's the rest of your family? Like, because a lot of times those people be very kind people. It's just one little mistake set them on the wrong path, or one minor wrong decision set them on the wrong path. And it's always just crazy to me. And that junk will trigger me and I will get emotional and get you crying. It's just dehydrated. So I'm like, I'm definitely a person where I'm like, I'd rather give stuff or make stuff. That's it. Because I get my emotions get a little too high and I'm like, yeah, no. I'm feeling the feels too much. Speaking your truth can help others as well as you. This is another thing I've learned about myself, because I rarely talk my ish for real. I've chatted up with people, but whenever I have an issue, it's very rare. So if I have an issue, you better listen. Because normally other people have similar issues to me. Because again, I'm not a problematic person. I normally keep to myself. I mind my business, but I just don't like inequality. I don't like disrespect. Those are my main things. Like, those are like pet peeves of mine. Inequality and disrespect, specifically to me. Or people that I care about. You know, friends, family, and other people, but it's just, you can only do so much for other people if they're not like directly connected to you. But yeah, I've realized that when I speak my mind, sometimes other people resonate, sometimes other people feel similarly, and sometimes it's good to be the person to speak on some things, because it can trigger other people to want to do better and want to change and want to grow. You just have to be willing to put your best foot forward and also approach certain conversations of things you might feel. You have to be able to approach it in a way that is respectful and you're communicating it without being too emotional. That's the thing that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. Oh, I'm so sick of coughing and this snot. My nose just feel clogged up. I can't stand when I be talking and my nasal passages just be getting clogged up. A lot of times it's about the way you present information to people and not necessarily about what you have to say. It could be about the tone or the way that you express yourself. Because you don't want to belittle somebody while you try to get your point across. It's more so about sharing what the issue is, and that way some change can happen. If you don't want to do something, it's okay to say no. That is one thing that I had greatly practiced this year. No, I don't want to. I don't think that would be good for me. That would make me uncomfortable. I have been learning to be honest, and it's been helpful for me this year. No, I don't want to do that because I will be busy. Do you know that I will be busy in my bed? And now I'm working too. I be wanting time to myself. No, I don't want to do that because I've worked every week and I want a weekend to myself. It is what it is. I love cucumber and tomato salad. That is like my go-to late night snack when I have it. So freaking good. And also, this is a random fact that I learned. Did y'all know that Keke Palmer's real name is not Keke? I did not know that. Her real first name is Lauren. Lauren Palmer. Is it Palmer? Actually, I don't know. But her real first name is Lauren. It's not Keke. And I did not know that. But I learned that literally, I think in October. The more you know. But yeah, those are the things that I learned this year. This video was so long. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys resonated with. What things you guys learned this year as well. Because I'm curious. Make sure you guys check out my vlogs. See you guys again soon. Stay blessed, stay positive.